So, hello guys. Um, I'm back. It's been a long time. I'm now in my Amrita PG hostel where I stay in Kochi, nearby the college itself. So, this is my room, and you can see this. I think you remember this. Thank you, Anagha, once again for that. I've hanged it on my wall. And yes, so how's life? I think I know it's been boring again. Online classes are still there. You're not able to, maybe not able to see the campus again in its whole beauty once again, but it will go away. I think they are starting planning. The government is planning to take away this online classes, and the offline classes will resume soon, I hope. Here in Amrita, the classes are online itself, still for theory at least. Practical they are coming in to attend. Likewise, I think the same is the situation there in Thrissur also. So what's up? Yeah. And I heard the exam results have come for you, for the internal results have come there, and many people have failed. It's okay to be, failure will be a part of your life for a long time. For all these 5 years, failing in a subject is not big. That tells us nothing about your character. Tells us nothing about your future of being a doctor and all. So, failing is part and parcel of the process, whole process. So, it's okay to fail sometimes. Okay, it's okay. So the thing is, you have to learn whatever has happened from your exams, whatever has gone wrong in your exams. It's important to analyze it and take a step in that direction to correct that. Okay, so corrective measures, if you are taking in that direction, it's okay to be failure has a meaning then. Okay, so it's important to fail also at times. So yeah, so we'll start. Okay, so as you know, okay, so let's move to the first question. We have received 4 responses till now. From the last recording or the last video, there have been 4 responses. Let's see the first question. Okay, sir, how to balance love life and academics? Because stress from either side affects both sides. How to deal with it and maintain a balance, sir? Now, regarding love life and all, the thing is, I have not been in a relationship in my college life because because of various reasons. Maybe, as I told in my earlier videos, I was afraid to propose a girl or something. Maybe because of that, I didn't have a I did have some crushes on some girls, but I was not part of a serious relationship all through the 5 years. So I don't know if I am the right person to answer this question, but whatever I have observed from my friends or seen my friends going through who had relationships and academics going together is that love life and academics should go together. If you have a partner with you, it's best if he or she is a medico. What I meant is, if he or she is in your batch or is your senior in the same college or in another college doing MBBS course itself, it's better. It's kind of complementary to your academics also, right? If he or she can help in your studies, you can guide you in your studies, tell you what to study, what not to study, or motivate you in times when you go down in spirits. So in that kind of way, if this love life, if this lover or a partner of yours has a positive effect on your life, that means it can help your academics in a way. So it's the question. I think the question was different. So how to balance love life and academics? Yeah. So regarding this thing, because stress from either side affects both sides. So how to deal with it and maintain a balance. So yeah, the thing I can say, it depends on what kind of stress you are having from both sides. Anyway, you have joined for a course. This course determines your future. It's a profession. It's going to be a profession in your future. So always give primary importance to your academics first. That's what I would say. And if your partner is in the same boat, I'm telling this because some people, or if you're having a lover who is not a medico, that kind of complicates things, because he or she won't or might not understand the nuances of or the difficulties of studying MBBS, especially first year and after, and the clinical clinical postings you will be having later in your other years, in the forthcoming years. That clinical posting, you might have duties, you might have labor room postings, etc. So when you go through all those things, it's best to have a partner who understands all this. At times you might not be able to to be in touch with him or her, so that must not be a problem. So if you have a partner who understands all this, it's better, it's easy to navigate through your love life as well as academic life together. So one thing is that. So and there are relationships which are toxic also. So it's better if you understand or recognize if your relationship is toxic. It's better to get rid of it in a nice way. Okay, break up in a nice way. And if it's toxic, it's obviously going to result in bad academics also. Okay, you won't have a good love life, and also you won't have a good academic life also. So better than ending in that fashion, I think, if it's a toxic relationship and the partner is not understanding you or not giving you freedom to study or doing your things, I think it might be in both persons' interest, it would be nice to end that relationship as soon as possible. And how to deal with stress from both sides, I think it's the best way is to make the other partner understand that MBBS courses like this, I might not be available to you all the time, but I will try my best, because it's important to communicate that thing to the other person about the complexity of this course you are doing. Okay, so so that's how I think you can maintain a balance. It's it's understanding each other. Okay, if he or she is a medico, then it's easier to communicate things, and the other person will more easily understand why you are not picking calls, or why you are responding like this in this phase. Maybe he or she can understand that better if the partner is a medico. So that's with the minimum love life experience I have. This is what I can answer. This is how I can answer this question, I guess. So let's see the second question now. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇൻറ്റേർണൽ അനാറ്റമി റിസൾട്ട് വന്നു, 12% പാസ് ഉള്ളൂ. ഇത് സീനാണോ? Okay, the student is asking, someone is asking internal anatomy results, internal marks have come and only 12% pass is there. Will this become a scene or not? That's what he or she is asking. So yes, it can be a scene when you appear for an exam. If you don't have enough internal marks, you won't be allowed to appear for the universities. So even if I told in the initial part of this video that it's important to fail also, it doesn't mean you have to keep failing on all exams. Okay, you have to analyze what made you fail and take measures that can rectify those mistakes, and then come back more strongly and score more marks. Okay, so once you pass the exam, 1 or 2 exams, obviously you will have a good average, so that I don't think they would try to not make you write the universities. Okay, everyone knows the current situation. Everyone is going through a bad, this COVID things and all. So the effort will be, or the intention of the authority or the teaching staff would be to make you write the exam however it is possible, or they would try their best to make you write the exam university. So only thing is that you have to maybe pass in every subject, at least pass 1 or 2 internals, 1 internal at least in all the subjects. If you have passed also, I think because this was done in earlier years and all, and maybe they are following the same pattern this year also. So at least you have to pass 1 exam, 1 subject in all the exams. Okay, at least you have to pass 1 subject. That means anatomy has to be passed once in any of the averages they are conducting, or any of the exams they are conducting, and also applies to the other 2 subjects, physiology and biochemistry also. So just try to pass any of the internal exams. If you can pass 2 times, 2 internals, it's better. Okay, so I think most of them will allow you to write the universities, so that is not an issue, I think. But passing the exam is secondary. Okay, I have told this many times in your class. Passing the exam is only part of the process. The important thing is you understand the concept, and you have to apply this concept later in your life when a patient comes and sits before you. So the application of the knowledge is very important for that. So try to see, whenever you try to learn a new concept in anatomy, physiology or biochemistry, try to see that patient who is going to sit in the seat in front of you, and when he or she tells his or her complaints, you must be able to apply these concepts you have learned in first year and all the years onto that patient, and try to and finally heal that person. Okay, that's what we are going to become finally, right? We are going to become doctors, we are going to become healers, exactly. Okay, I think I prefer the word healer rather than doctors. Okay, we heal people. Okay, so if you want to become part of that wonderful process in future, you have to know the basic concepts which are being taught in first year. Okay, so even if you fail, it's important to understand those concepts and then move forward. Okay, obviously if you understand the concept and know how to write answers in an exam, in a descriptive exam, gradually you will pass, you'll start passing exams. Okay, so you don't have to brood over those things. Okay, yes. Now let's go to the third question. Sir, what to do with my studies when I have mental health issues? Okay, now that is also a relevant question. Mental health issues is as important as physical health issues. Okay, many a time people don't consider mental health is very important. Very recently it has been taken up as a major issue by many people. I'm sorry. So mental health issues have been coming up recently as a major issue. Society and medical fraternity have been recognizing, have been starting to recognize this mental health issues in the society, especially among students recently. Okay, so the importance of mental health is on the rise. Now people were of the opinion that people were more biased towards physical health than mental health, and of all the social stigma and all the superstitions attached to it, mental health were not part of the whole wellness concept. Okay, now it is being integrated to that. So when you have, coming to the question asked by a student, this, if you have a mental health issue, please go and treat it. Okay, consult a psychologist first if you need counseling. Maybe the right way is to first go to a psychologist. Okay, psychologist, and there are 2 people of mental health specialists are actually divided into 2: psychologist and psychiatrist. Okay, psychologist is a person who is not a doctor, but he can counsel. counsel you, and he can go through you. It's like therapy. That's what in the Western population usually therapists are like counselors. Okay, they can talk with you, identify your basic problem, and correct you with, they try to correct the way of thinking, or the behavior pattern, or the thinking pattern which might have led to this disease what you are having. Okay, so most of the time mental health problems begin from a wrong thinking pattern. Okay, so if you can correct that thinking pattern itself, you can most of us have been brought up by our parents, maybe not in the perfect way. No one is perfect, no one can be brought up perfectly. So our parents are not perfect, so naturally we are not also perfect. So we all might be having various deficits, many defects, many thinking pattern problems and all. So if you can see a psychologist or a counselor, and by talking with him or her, if you can sort that main issue out, that can go a long way in solving your problem. Okay, so every time you don't have to go to the drugs for correcting or for treating your disease. Okay, you can maybe correct this basic problem of your thinking pattern issue, and then go forward with this. So so one category is psychologist, and other category is psychiatrist. Okay, psychiatrist is actually a specialist in psychiatry, is a doctor, is a medical doctor. Okay, MBBS, MD psychiatry. That is, after MBBS you go to specialize in psychiatry. So they have taken MD in psychiatry. Those people are psychiatrist. Actually, psychiatrists also know to counsel. Okay, but they have an extra power, like they can prescribe drugs also. So if you feel, or if the counselor or the psychologist feels like you are having an organic issue, that means it's an issue that cannot be corrected by counseling alone, he or she will refer you to a psychiatrist. Then you can go and find a good psychiatrist and maybe take this psychiatric medicine. Okay, now there is a big stigma about psychiatric medicine among medical fraternity itself, or medical students itself. Even now, even in this century, as we speak now, people are of the wrong concept that this psychiatric medicines have to be taken for a long period of time. Maybe some are thinking that it should be taken till the end of, lifelong it has to be taken. No, that is a wrong concept. Once your disease will be analyzed or evaluated regularly during your regular visits to the psychiatrist, and accordingly the dose will be titrated. Okay, if the disease hasn't come down, the dose might be adjusted accordingly, and it will be brought down if the disease is responding to that drug. Okay, so there is no issue like lifelong taking of medicines and all. That is rubbish. And another stigma is that psychiatric medicines have got many side effects and all. See, one thing in modern medicine, or anything you eat, if you drink water you will urinate. Okay, if you eat food you will shit. Okay, so it's every action in your life will have a opposite reaction. So it's like the Newton's law of third law, right? You all must have learned it in physics. It's the Newton's third law states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So any drug, even if it is modern allopathic drug or Ayurvedam, homeopathy, any drug you take, it will have a side effect. Okay, or an adverse effect or an opposite effect, because that's how physics works. And drugs, or this physics is applicable to drugs also. So small side effects will be there, that I'm not telling it won't be there, but it will go away once you stop the medicine. Once your disease is gone, and once you are treated, once you're well, it will be stopped, and all the side effects also will be stopped. So now the drugs we are getting, or the medicines are being prescribed by the psychiatrist, are actually wonderful drugs which have very low side effects and the maximum efficiency also. That means it treats the disease more accurately and more efficiently, so thereby reducing the alternate side effects that used to have they used to be associated with such drugs. So right now the drug treatment part of psychiatric diseases is very efficiently being done. Okay, so that's how you deal with mental health issues. You always have to deal, coming back to the question again, this mental health issues has to be addressed in presence of a medical or a counselor, psychologist or a psychiatrist. Okay, so always seek medical help. Okay, you don't go to your, of course you can speak with your friends, your family, or whoever you can confide in. You can speak out whatever, you can cry anytime. Of course I am available 24 hours. You can call me, you can message me anytime, I will be there. Okay, or any of your friends if you like to. I assure you it will be very confident if you speak to me. If you text me, it will be 100%, 200% confidential. Okay, otherwise mental health issues is, it's not a big thing. It's like physical health issues. If you go hit by a car or hit by a bus, you get into an accident, or if you have fever, you treat with drugs, right? Same applies to your mind, your brain also. Brain is just another organ in your body. So it might be diseased for some people. For normal people, it can be diseased at any time. So whenever any unhealthy thing happens in your body, just as we treat that thing, we treat brain diseases also, or psychiatric diseases also. Okay, it's no major. Many people, the popular culture, even in films, the psychiatry patients and the psychiatry issues have been portrayed in a very vulgar or a very unscientific way in most of the films. But some recent films have handled it very gracefully also. So you don't have to be stuck in that frame that has been created by the popular culture. So this thing which I have told you is the fact. Okay, you must seek medical treatment because it will make your life better. You can excel in your studies, you can win gold medals and all. Okay, mental health, if you have a mental health issue, doesn't in any way pull you back from achieving greater heights. Okay, so that's all about the third thing. I think I've beaten about the bush for so much time. We'll pass on to the fourth question. Sir, ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇൻറ്റേർണൽസ് പൊട്ടുന്നത് ഭയങ്കര ഫീലായിട്ടൊന്നുമല്ല, ബട്ട് എന്തോ ഒരു വിഷമം പോലെ. പാരൻസിനോട് എങ്ങനെ പറയുമെന്ന ഒരിത്. ഈവൻ ദോ പാരൻസ് ഓൾവേസ് സപ്പോർട്ട് വാട്ട് എവർ ഹാപ്പൻസ്. പിന്നെ ഓൺലൈനായിട്ട് പഠിത്തമൊന്നും നടക്കുന്നില്ല, പഠിച്ചതെല്ലാം ഓർത്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല എക്സാമിന്. എനി സജഷൻസ് സർ? ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇൻറ്റേർണൽസ് പൊട്ടുന്നത് ഭയങ്കര failing in the first internals is not an issue. As I told you, failure is a part of this process, this long process called MBBS. You will face failures and failures, lots of failures. Okay, and it will reach a point that you will become numb to these failures. Okay, it's not a good thing, but it happens to many. I've been through that also. So first internals I have not passed in first year. Okay, it's by the time I got an idea, it was already final average. By the time I got the whole idea of what are the subjects, how to study all those things, because there were nobody to tell me how to study this. Okay, maybe I actually didn't have anyone to, or a senior or a relative in my family who was a doctor. Nobody was there to tell me how MBBS first year can be studied and how can be all these subjects can be dealt with. There's nobody to tell me. Okay, so the obvious result was failures and failures, back to back failures in first internal, second internal, etc. And for the final exam I managed to pass. And it's better if you get an idea of how to write the exam. Okay, I've explained it in the first class I have taken for you, that was arranged by the college union, I guess. How to write a descriptive exam, how to write answers in headings, to organize in headings and write. If you understand that art of writing an answer, descriptive answer, then you can you will start scoring marks. Okay, you will be surprised that you can score these much marks just by knowing the art of writing. the answers. So yes, so ബട്ട് എന്തോ ഒരു വിഷമം പോലെ. യെസ്, പൊട്ടുമ്പോൾ വിഷമം വരുന്നത് സാധാരണമാണല്ലോ. ആരാ ഇപ്പോൾ ജയിക്കുമ്പോൾ സന്തോഷിക്കും, പൊട്ടുമ്പോൾ വിഷമം വരുന്നത് സാധാരണയല്ലേ, അതൊന്നും കാര്യമാക്കണ്ട. പിന്നെ പാരൻസിനോട് എങ്ങനെ പറയുമെന്ന് ഒരു ഇത്, ഈവൻ ദ പാരൻസിനോട് എപ്പോഴും ഐ തിങ്ക് ടെൽ എവറിത്തിങ് ടു യുവർ പാരൻസ്. ഓക്കെ, ദേ ഹാവ് ബീൻ watching you, observing you, all through your growth. They have been seeing you, so they know what exactly or what might be going through your mind when you tell something that this has happened, that has happened. They know exactly what is. So if your parents are supportive, then why holding back information from them? Always try to share things with your parents, because they are the best people. They are the most loving people. With the true unconditional love you are getting in this world is from your parents. Okay, so it's better if you can share everything from your with your parents. Maybe you can, even if you have a lover in your life, maybe you can share that with your parents also. Depends on your parents, wavelength and frequency, or your rapport with your parents and all. But I almost have shared with my 95% of my things that have happened in my life. I have talked with my father, of course, and something to a mother. Mothers are usually not receptive to everything, but fathers, I have been open to my father most of the time in my life. So it's better to talk with your parents more about all what you are facing in your life. Maybe they can help, because they are about 20-30 years older than you. They have lived a longer life than you on this earth. They might have great experiences than you that they can share if you tell your problems to them, and that might finally end up solving your issue itself. So always keep your parents in the loop. Okay. പിന്നെ ഓൺലൈൻ ആയിട്ട് പഠിത്തം ഒന്നും നടക്കുന്നില്ല. ഓൺലൈനായിട്ട് പഠിത്തം നടക്കുന്നില്ല എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നടക്കണമല്ലോ, അല്ലെ നമുക്ക് വേറെ വഴിയില്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ടല്ലേ ഓൺലൈനിലേക്ക് മാറിയത്. ദർ ഇസ് നോ online classes are being, nobody likes online classes. Take this point very seriously. Teachers don't like online classes. Okay, this teacher student relationship happens only when this physical class is there. Only when we talk to your faces, when you respond with answers, only this relationship happens. Online classes, we are not. I am so against this. I really want this offline classes to be restored, but what to do? It's the situation now. The whole world is getting online. All the meetings of big companies are being held online. All the classes are online. So yes, it's being, as I said earlier, steps are being taken, like on October 25th the cinema theaters in Kerala are going to open with a limited capacity, maybe 50 I think. So likewise, the online classes will also be restored. I think even before other colleges online classes are restored, medical students classes will be restored first, because that is more important than, more physical presence has to be there for the student to learn medical concepts, rather than you sitting in front of your mobiles or laptops learning the same concept. So ഓൺലൈനായിട്ട് പഠിപ്പിക്കാൻ ഇഷ്ടമല്ല ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ആർക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ട് പഠിത്തം നടത്തല്ലേ പറ്റൂ. ഈ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ മാത്രമേ ഈ പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. നിങ്ങൾ സെക്കൻഡ് ഇയറിൽ എത്തുമ്പോഴേക്കും ബൈ ദാറ്റ് ടൈം all the classes will be offline, hopefully. So this is just a phase. It will pass, as I've been saying for a long time now. It will pass. Okay, you just have to wait. And ഓൺലൈൻ ആണ് എന്നുള്ള ഒറ്റ റീസൺ കാരണം പഠിക്കാതിരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് എ റീസൺ. യു ഹാവ് ടു ലേൺ ദിസ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓൾ ദീസ് കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് ആർ വെരി ബേസിക്. ദ തിങ്സ് യു ലേൺ ഇൻ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ ഇറ്റ്സ് ദ ഫൗണ്ടേഷൻ ഓഫ് ഓൾ ഓഫ് യുവർ the whole MBBS course. Okay, so don't make that the online classes are the reason for your failures, or you're not interested in the subject and all. Okay, so as I said, online classes have its own advantages also. You can maybe record the class, hear it later. Coming to online arena of learning things, you have YouTube videos, many good YouTube videos you have. and things like that. And many, the Khan Academy is there. There are beautiful videos by Dr. Najib videos are there, and etc. So there are many options in order for you to learn the basic concepts, especially in biochemistry, physiology, and anatomy itself. There are 3D human anatomy dissection models available online. So there are endless possibilities of learning online. Okay, so if you utilize this, maybe learning online, you can build a better or a stronger concept than you must have learned it offline. Okay, so it's all depends on your interest, your passion, your focus and all. So just develop that passion in you. Just think that I have to help this patient that who is going to sit in front of me in the future, even with a complaint, with a disease, or I have to be able to heal him or her. So I have to be mentally capable, I have to be intellectually capable, and I have to be in the right mind with the right information at the right time. Okay, so that is what is important. So try to be in that right frame of mind now itself. Okay, so whatever you study online or offline, it's all for the patient's benefit. Okay, this is a service. As you know, as you have taken the specialty, you might be knowing this is a service profession. Okay, you're serving the patients. You have to heal them. All of them will be complaining with coming with complaints, physical ailments, mental ailments, everything will be there. So you have to heal them. So in order to heal them properly, you have to study, you have to learn. Okay, you have to understand your concepts and then apply the concepts in an effective manner on those patients. So, and the next problem is പഠിച്ചതല്ല ഓർത്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല എക്സാമിന്. So പഠിച്ചത് ഓർത്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല means if you are forgetting that what you have studied for exam, that means you have not studied it properly, right? Because if your concept is clear, okay, if you have memory is small. I am not a person with a big memory and all, but I try to understand whatever. If every concept cannot be learned in the conceptual way, there will be some cramming up or what you call cramming up concepts. Things will be there, or facts will be there, obviously, in any subject you learn. So if you keep apart all those things, even if in those cramming up facts thing, you will if you find a pattern or a memory or a code or a mnemonic or something, you can remember. Okay, it's finally understanding the basic concept. Okay, to understand the concept, you might have to go outside the textbook. Like I told already, you can go behind YouTube videos, you can see various lectures and animations and 3D models available. So the possibilities are endless in this learning, in this new era of technology. And also പഠിച്ചത് ഓർത്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല, it's a matter of time. Once you understand this concept, basic concept, even in biochemistry, and if you repeatedly revise it, maybe 1 or 2 times, because all of you are very brilliant students. I have been telling this from the initial class itself. All of you are brilliant students, and you have something special in you that have brought you here. Okay, in Thrissur Medical College, if you are sitting here attending classes, that means you are special, and you have something special with you that separates you, or that makes you stand out from the common population. Okay, so our focus is that special thing what you have with you right now, that has to be converted into even something more special, and finally applying that special thing to the patients, and thereby healing them. Okay, and thereby making this world a better place to live in. So that's the final thing. So ആ ഒരു കാഴ്ചപ്പാട് കൂടി പഠിക്കുക, കാര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കി പഠിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ I think you can remember better. Okay, and any suggestions, sir? They have asked. So suggestions, one is that you should understand the concept and study. Second thing, the most important thing for passing your exam. Okay, now let me get this thing straight first. In first year, you are not going to don't intend to study everything and I'm going to take PhD in this subject. Don't study like that. Okay, you have to study smartly, because all these 3 subjects are very vast, especially anatomy and physiology. Biochemistry, at least you have a continuation from your, some topics are a continuation from your plus 2 biology or chemistry topics. Okay, so but anatomy and physiology are maybe relatively totally new to you. So as I've said, focus more time on your anatomy than physiology than biochemistry. So in order to prevent biochemistry becoming a headache at last, during your final 11th hour of preparation for your universities, you can study biochemistry and keep it aside early itself. Okay, just the basic topics, the focusing topics, the main frequently asked areas only you study. Okay, all other things you can read and understand, but studying, I mean memorizing things are only the things have to be focused are very little in biochemistry. Okay, I have been sending selection notes for you, maybe for this upcoming thing which is there on 23rd, I think. Oh, that is day after tomorrow. Again, I have sent a detailed list of topics that can be focused upon. So right now, focus on your studies, focus on understanding concepts, and I think we'll end up this video right now because it's been a very long time now. So hoping to see you very soon, because I will be coming to college for various reasons. Actually, I am finding reasons to come to college to Thrissur. So in any of my visits, we'll see each other. Okay. So yes, so that's all. So keep sending your queries or questions, whatever you have, to this Google form link. It will be anonymous, and I'll be solving, I will be trying to answer your questions like this. Okay, so till next time, bye bye, stay safe.